Hey, you're tuning into Toasted Time, where I cook your time some Reddit stories. Right now, we've got Choosing Beggars, where a mother will only choose her own kids if you're paying for them. Our first story is by Equivalent Spite. And before we go into the post, OP made a nice little note about this quote-unquote mother, if you want to call her that. This is not the first, second, or third time that this poster has threatened to give away her kids because 10 people aren't sending her $40 every week for the last 4 years. Yes, she has posted before. And how about we dive into those posts right now, starting off with, I have given up. I hate myself, my life, and everything. I think I'm going to just have to give my kids away. I can't keep doing this to them. Or such classics as, please, please help me. Urgent request. We need 10 people to send $40 immediately, please. Rent has increased and we need to move. Also, the hotel owner is refusing to switch our rooms despite me telling him I'm allergic to bed bugs and that we are getting eaten alive. Please save, share, ask friends and family to help contribute funds, please. Very urgent. And just you wait, but that's not all, because there is also a nice and little bit of a guide to equitable and fair monthly donations. If you are a racialized brown, indigenous, and melanated people, and racialized black people if they want to, you can pay $5 to $10. Or light-skinned racialized people and non-working or part-time working racialized white people. And if you're a full-time working white person or white people with class privilege, you get the privilege to pay $20 to $35. Or $35 to well-paid white people. And of course, you are welcome to give a little more or less if that is sustainable for you. But this is meant to be a prompt to think about the relationship between your privileges and your donation. Please also pass on the request to others. And this template is inspired by insert name on Instagram, who writes about autism and colorism and also in need of payment for their work in mutual aid. And you know what I love is how everybody pointed out the whole entire South Park skin color difficulty settings. And then people go out and do this and think that they're not being just as racist in the same sense, just in the reverse. So I'm assuming, because at the $5 to $10 point, they say, and racialized black people if they want to. I'm assuming it goes black, brown, indigenous, and melanated people. What is melanated? I'm going to be honest, guys, I have never heard that term until right now. I have never seen anybody on planet Earth say melanated people. And then it goes light-skinned, and then it goes to white people, and then it goes to just well-paid white people. Like, what? This is South Park difficulty settings just in reverse. I don't. So stupid. All right, continuing on. And the next story comes from Crap My Hubby Does. I need to go on a rant. I start back working from home on Monday and thought I had a babysitter to see about my 1-year-old while I'm at work since I will be on camera. And she stated that she can do it since she gets out of high school early. And I offered her $125 weekly because that is all me and my husband could afford, and that covers breakfast and dinner and transportation back home. And she stated that she can only do it for $400 weekly, and we provide transportation to our house and back to her home, with breakfast and lunch being covered. $400 a week could go into daycare. I'm very irritated at this point. And then we get a comment thread down below the post, starting off from Ricadro. I bet if her job paid her $400 per week, she would be ranting about how no one can live on that amount even if it is work from home. It's different because what she is offering is a job for kids. or something. Right, because the amount of work required for a 1-year-old baby changes depending on the age of the person doing it. Got it. Exactly. It may be okay for a really desperate teen if your kids are old enough to just watch YouTube the entire time, but fridge taking care of a 1-year-old with diapers. Right? So many mamas think that it is an honor to clean their baby's crap and want to pay you pennies. Like, no. You could possibly swindle a young teen or adult into working below minimum wage for the summer or afternoons to watch your potty-trained kids, where it might just be keeping an eye on them while playing or while scrolling their phone and making lunches or something. But a baby who poos and pees hourly, who will need constant care? That is not easy. For $125 a week, you can ditch your kids in my backyard, and if I hear screaming or complete silence, I'll go and see what's up as soon as my game is finished. I mean, I'd totally hire you. I don't even have kids, but I want to encourage a sensible approach to childcare and your entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, just imagine paying someone that little and thinking that your child is going to get the best care, or care in general. Like, you are paying them to do everything for nothing. Like, that does not make any amount of sense. Like, if I had kids, I would never trust someone who has paying literal pennies to do something extremely important. And the other thing I noticed is how after I'm being told to work back home, she is now looking for a babysitter. So what was happening when she was working from the office? Did she just have the child in daycare originally, and now she wants to pay less than the daycare price for the same thing? What? There's no benefit. Not a single benefit other than the parent can be lazy. Like, that is just terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Anyways, and the final story comes from Scary Passenger. And before we get into the askings of a life coach, OP has a comment of their own. This individual I know who is in their mid-30s with a master's degree and has multiple fake jobs, life coach, pet sitting, bad softcore prawn poetry, and their partner is jobless and resumeless. They are having a baby and have been asking for money and free stuff constantly. I don't understand why one or both of them doesn't suck it up and get a remote customer service or barista job when they have a child on the way with no savings. The selfishness is mind-blowing to me. They are setting this baby up for failure and instability, playing with evictions and CPS, and will be leaving nothing for this child when they pass. They also do not have a car, but they've been begging for money for one, so I don't understand why a parking spot is a must. Also, a note on the pet sitting, they are a chronic oversharer and had a cat pass away in their care of old age this week and blasted the story about it on Facebook to a bunch of strangers before the traveling owners even knew that their pet had passed away. I don't know about you, but I would be furious. And so, how about we take a look at those posts? Hey friends, we are deep in apartment hunting mode and will be moving next month. Blank sucks, my energy is super limited, and we need your help. There are 3 big categories that you can support us with: connections, financial support, and helping with the physical move. The rental market is highly predatory and problematic, and getting our own lease may take a miracle. Most places require 2.5 to 3 times the rent and income, plus a credit score over 750. We are both entrepreneurs with income that is variable but relatively low in the last couple of years, and realistically, rent is going to be half our income for a while. Plus, my credit took a heavy hit during the pandemic and never built much to begin with. That means we need an understanding landlord, a co-signer, or other significant bargaining chips like paying 3 to 6 months of rent ahead of time. And here is where you come in. Connections. We're looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom place, ideally under $2,000, but that can go up to 2.5 if it's really perfect for us. Do you know someone who is renting a home or apartment within city limits and would be willing to work with us? Our must-haves are in-unit washer and dryer, a dishwasher, and a bathtub. A parking option that isn't street parking is also a high priority. We are hoping for a June 1st move-in date. As noted in our recent roommate post, we're also open to living with the roommate or small family unit who's sickness safe and wants to live with us and a baby. However, 4+ bedroom homes don't last long on the market, and so searching for a large place has been tricky. So if you know someone with a 2+ open bedrooms in their home who'd be interested in living with us, we'd love to connect. We are unlikely to qualify for blank or other low-income housing programs because of the inconsistency of our incomes. So while I appreciate the thoughtfulness, those opportunities aren't likely to pan out for us right now. Plus, we don't have time for the lengthy application and approval processes. Number 2, financial support. We've been fundraising for moving costs and had some success. That said, the more we have on hand right now, the better. We would love donations as well as investment in future services. If you've ever thought about hiring me as a life coach, working with me to support your writing, consulting it with an area of my expertise, or have another project in mind, reach out and let's make a plan. I also have nearly 3 years of archives on my Selfie supporter site for a 20-month subscription or $500 lifetime membership. Direct donations are welcome on Venmo or Cash App. And finally, if you have a 750 plus credit score and or earn $720 a year via traditional employment, you could support us by co-signing for an apartment. We have lots of people supporting us in lots of other ways, so we would work very hard to ensure that you are never held liable for our rental costs. This is an amazing way to leverage your privilege to help us get into a non-predatory, stable environment as we start building towards more financial stability of our own and raising a bomb-a kid with a secure home. And finally, moving help. We don't have exact dates yet, but if things pan out as we hope, we're looking at a 2-week moving window, likely June 1st to the 15th, between accessing the new place and moving out of where we are now. That will help us take it at a reasonable pace and stay organized. I'm booked for most of May pet sitting, so we'll also be doing a lot of packing in early June. We will need friends with large vehicles to help us move furniture and other large loads, help with packing, help with cleaning, dropping off items that we are donating or selling, and help with carrying and loading or unloading. We may organize a couple of moving days where we coordinate a group to help. I will probably also have some days where one-on-one packing and organizing support will be a huge boon. Thank you so much for reading. Whether or not you're able to help in any of the above ways, there is one last thing you can do. Boost the crap out of this post. Like, love, comment, congratulate us. Help with the algorithm know that this needs to get seen by my 3,000 plus friends and followers. Save the post, share it with everyone and anyone you know in blank. And if you think you want to help but you're not exactly sure how, just get in touch and we'll see what we can work with. Alright, well how about that? A life coach who has a child, has no savings, has no credit score, has no money, wants a parking spot with no vehicle. Look at that. You should absolutely give her the 500 lifetime membership of life coaching, because she's apparently so good at living in life comfortably. She's really good at that. So I'd recommend that you do give her money. But that is about it for that. Anyways, well, that is about it for those stories today. But if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to become a fellow bread bag. But aside from that, I post 2 new videos every day, so I hope to see you next time toasting session. But until then, have a good one.